There's something different in the air on Tyneside. It's not just the usual pre-season excitement, nor the predictable buzz of the transfer window. It's something deeper, more mysterious. One of those feelings that starts as whispers behind the scenes and gradually spreads to pub conversations, WhatsApp groups, and fan forums. Those who follow Newcastle United closely have felt this before. And this time, that quiet atmosphere is tied to a move no one saw coming, one that could transform the team's attack in the coming weeks. The move didn't begin with fireworks. On the contrary, everything had been happening discreetly, almost unnoticed, until a key piece on the board suddenly shifted. The rejection of a player who seemed destined for St. James Park reignited the urgency within the club's football department. From that moment, Newcastle had to act fast, quietly, strategically, and, above all, with precision. Because when one target slips through your fingers, you need to have another ready to go. And in this case, the so-called Plan B is now looking more like the perfect solution. If you're a true Magpies fan and like to stay on top of every transfer detail, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It really helps us grow and ensures you won't miss any of the exclusive content we've got lined up for this summer window. A window that's already shaping up to be one of the most intense in recent years. What's most intriguing about this latest development is that it involves a player who had already been linked with other Premier League giants, a name that's gained attention over the last few weeks, not just for his numbers, but for his presence on the pitch. A forward who combines pace, physical presence, and most importantly, a killer instinct in front of goal. A profile that fits exactly what Eddie Howe has been looking for to complement the talent of Alexander Isak. What few people realized is just how far along the talks had already progressed. And this is where the story takes a twist. According to Sky Sports journalist Sacha Tavolieri, Newcastle United have reached a personal agreement with Brentford striker Yoane Wissa. That's right, the Magpies have the green light from the player who is open to wearing the famous black and white of St. James Park. Now, the challenge is convincing Brentford, a club that strongly resisted any approaches for its key players. Wissa, 28, was one of Brentford's standout performers last season. With 19 goals and 35 Premier League appearances, he caught the eye of several top-flight clubs. Described as an unbelievable striker by pundits and fans alike, Wissa brings raw power, sharp finishing, and a natural instinct for turning up in big moments. It's that exact profile that could inject new energy into Newcastle's front line, especially after a campaign marked by injuries and inconsistency. It's worth noting that before moving in on Wissa, Newcastle had been in talks with Hugo Ekitike from Frankfurt, but the French striker chose a different path, reportedly preferring a potential move to Liverpool. That setback didn't shake the Magpies board, who quickly shifted focus and stepped up their efforts with Wissa. According to sources close to the deal, Newcastle haven't submitted a formal offer to Brentford yet, but negotiations are well underway. If you're enjoying this detailed exclusive coverage, don't forget to leave a like on the video. It really helps us reach more supporters and keeps the Newcastle community strong here on the channel. And make sure to turn on notifications because this transfer could escalate at any moment, and you'll want to be the first to know. Now it's up to the Newcastle board. Despite reaching terms with the player, Brentford still haven't been swayed by the offers on the table. The London side reportedly value Wissa at over £50 million, a figure that already deterred Nottingham Forest earlier this summer. And with the club having already lost key figures like manager Thomas Frank to Tottenham, Christian Nergaard to Arsenal, and Brian Bumeau to Manchester United, they are reluctant to part ways with another cornerstone of their squad. However, Newcastle believe there may still be a window of opportunity. Having secured personal terms with Wissa puts them in a strong position. The player is genuinely keen to join Eddie Howe's project, which could increase internal pressure on Brentford to at least entertain a new bid. What's more, Wissa himself might push for the move, provided the Magpies meet his salary expectations and offer a sporting vision that matches his ambitions. It's also important to remember that Newcastle have had a fairly quiet window so far, with just one major signing confirmed: Anthony Elanga from Nottingham Forest for £55 million. Landing Wissa could be a turning point, not just technically, but symbolically. It would send a message to the market. Newcastle remain ambitious and ready to compete with the very best. And if you've made it this far and haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Your subscription is what keeps this channel running, up to date, and always bringing you reliable, behind-the-scenes news. With the season right around the corner, trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming. Back to Wissa, it's crucial to understand what he could bring to the current squad. Unlike Isak, who is more of a technical and mobile centre-forward, Wissa offers strength, explosiveness, and a more direct playing style. He can lead the line or operate out wide, giving Howe greater tactical flexibility. In a system built on quick transitions and high pressing, the Congolese forward would be a perfect fit, and could even free up Isak to drop deeper or roam with more freedom. Another factor working in Newcastle's favour is Brentford's current state of flux. With so much structural change, the club might eventually give in to the financial benefits of selling Wissa, especially if they realize that keeping a potentially unsettled player could do more harm than good. And let's be honest, after losing Mbeumo and Nergaard, holding on to Wissa could be nearly impossible, especially if he's made it clear he wants to move. But it's not just on the pitch that Wissa could make an impact. Off the field, he's a popular figure among fans, has a strong reputation in the African football scene, and could help Newcastle grow their international footprint. With the club's global expansion plans gaining traction, each signing has commercial weight as well, and Wissa would be another strategic addition to the Magpies brand. Now all eyes are on Brentford's next move. Sources close to the club say the board is split. Some believe now is the right time to cash in on Wissa, while others fear losing yet another key player could backfire. That internal conflict might just be the opening Newcastle need to get the deal over the line. In the meantime, the fan base waits. Social media is already buzzing with speculation, mock-ups of Wissa in a Newcastle shirt, and even Brentford fans expressing concern over his potential exit. That alone shows how big this transfer saga could become. If you want to keep up with every twist and turn in this story, stay right here with us. This channel is for those who live and breathe Newcastle United, not just headlines, but real context, insight, and explanation behind every move. With regular updates and reliable sources like Sky Sports and Sacha Tavolieri, you'll always be ahead of the curve. Wissa isn't a Newcastle player, not yet, but with personal terms locked in, the door is wide open. Time will tell if the Magpies can take that final step and secure a signing that could, at the very least, reshape their attack and potentially the direction of the upcoming season. Stay tuned. Big things may be just around the corner.